What's up? Liz Wilcox here. This is episode 137 of the Email Soundbooth podcast. I am so excited you're here. Let's talk about why your network, keyword network, why your network is your secret weapon when it comes to building your email list. This is super, super important. The number one reason, it's instant trust transfer, okay? When someone in your network shares you with their audience, AKA like freebie swap, whatever, you borrow their credibility, right? We've talked about this on the podcast a bunch, but it's basically, if I share you, my people know, like, trust me. I share you, the people that come over to you automatically have some of that trust transferred to you, right? Because I'm not going to share crap with my audience because they trust me. I want them to continue to trust me. So I'm only going to share good things, right? So you borrow their credibility when they share you, right? Okay. This makes signups way more likely. This makes sales way more likely. This is why freebie swaps work really well. I share your freebie, you share mine. There's that instant trust transfer. This is why JV webinars work really well. Heck, at the time of this recording, I've done 2 today where I've shared other people. I went live for Email Soundbooth Extended Edition over on YouTube. Brock Johnson came in. He shared his Insta Club Hub. We made some sales. People are happy. People trust Brock. And that's actually something, y'all, when I first started talking about Brock Johnson, and I'm not going to name any names, but some people, and I say it with love, some people were like kind of skeptical. Like, really, Liz, you're going to share Brock Johnson? And I'm like, okay, just because he has a large following and his skin color is white doesn't mean he's a jerk. I actually really like him. Here's ABC reason why. And those people were now more open to learning from Brock Johnson. It was that instant trust transfer, right? From me to Brock. So anyway, did Brock this afternoon in the ESB Extended Edition. Make sure you go to watchliz.com, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our live email sound booth videos. And then this afternoon, I hung out with Nina Clapperton because SEO is another thing that y'all need. And we did a webinar, made some sales there. Again, that instant trust transfer. And actually, we had almost 100 people at the webinar. It was awesome. So fun. Okay. On that note, the instant trust transfer, it makes people more likely to sign up, right? Which means when you network, you have built-in warm leads, right? Collaborating with people who serve similar audiences means you're going to reach folks who are already interested, already problem aware, likely searching for a solution, right? So Brock and I, we have collaborated a few times, right? His people need email because he always says if you don't have an email list, you don't have a business, which I tend to agree with him on that, right? So his people need email. My people sometimes need social media help, right? They love Instagram, but they don't love that it's, not working for them, right? So we have similar audiences. So it's not cold pitching. It's not advertising. There are built-in warm leads. Your network has them. I have them. It's a beautiful thing. The third thing is that when you have a network, you can have opportunities that you cannot Google, right? I can't Google how to collaborate with Nina or Brock or whoever, right? I can't Google that. But because I have a network, things are happening, right? Like even the Brock thing, not to make this whole video and podcast about him, but I met him because my business coach, Roberto, and the other one, Warren, they're good friends with Brock's mom, Shalene. Warren now works for Shalene, right? Because I am very, very, very close with Warren and Roberto, Eventually when my business built up, they said, hey, let me introduce you to Brock. You guys have that similar audience we were talking about in point number 2, right? Now we're off to the races together. We're actually, at the time this comes out, we'll be meeting finally in person for the first time in 2 days because we're going to the same event. Again, the event is hosted by a lady named April. It's called Epicon. It's in Oklahoma City. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so fun. But how did Brock know April? How did I know April? Roberto and Warren. It's all about the network, right? Your network can bring access to speaking engagement, to private bundles, podcasts, referrals, affiliate deals, etc., right? It's all about your network, who you know. Okay. Reason number 4, your network is your secret weapon, is it's faster growth with less effort, right? How did I book April's conference? I literally DM'd her because I wanted her to come in to List Building Live, which was in March 2025. I said, hey, can you come? It's just a 10-minute Voxer chat. Can you do it? She was like, yeah. Then she comes back and she's like, hey girl, do you actually want to come speak at my event? It's in Oklahoma City, end of May 2025. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, amen, let's do it. So when I go to that event, I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully I'll gain new subscribers. I'll get, some awesome new members for email marketing membership, and maybe even a couple more speaking gigs, a couple more podcast interviews, right? That's faster growth with less effort. It did not take me any effort to book that speaking gig. I literally just reached out. Also, when, let's say you and I collaborate, I give you an email shout out, that's going to be easy growth for you. That's easier than, setting up Facebook ads, creating 10 Instagram reels, setting up ManyChat, et cetera, right? Hang on, my phone's ringing. Can you hear that? I hope not. Anyway, we're moving on. So we've already talked about instant trust transfer. We've talked about built-in warm leads. We've talked about opportunities you can't Google and faster growth with less effort. That's why your email list or your network is the secret to growing your email list, right? It's that secret weapon. And the last thing is that long-term momentum. Relationships compound. I just told you, Warren and Roberto, I knew them. They were my business coaches. They introduced me to April. April introduced me to Brock or whatever, it compounds. The more people you collaborate with, the more future collaborations come together, right? Visibility, you're going to naturally attract it. You're going to naturally have more brand awareness. Another good example of this was actually my very first, woohoo, I've made it. Somehow when I launched email marketing membership, Lizzie Goddard heard of it, right? And she was like, hey, I just found this EMM thing. It's $9, weekly templates. I think she put it in her Facebook group. My email list started growing. My membership started growing. And from there, I met so many people. The Nina Clapperton that I mentioned a few minutes ago that we did an SEO webinar with today, I met her in Lizzie Goddard's Facebook group. She joined my membership. We started talking. She became an affiliate. And who knows what's going to come next from, Nina's webinar with me. If I do a good job, maybe she says, hey, let me introduce you to so-and-so, or let me do a webinar with you, Liz, for my team or for my people, right? It's so, so awesome for long-term momentum. And that's what you want. This should have been number 1, because at the end of the day, it's easy to do short-term stuff. But when you buckle down, you slow down for that long-term game, that long-term momentum, oh my gosh, that's when you're going to see that exponential growth. And you can do that with networking. So your network, don't forget it. It is your secret weapon, my friend. On that note, we do have a list building challenge coming up. Can't sign up yet. can't sign up yet. Maybe I'll have a wait list. Maybe I won't. Check the show notes. But it's a list building challenge, networking for collabs specifically. It's coming up. Let me look at the calendar. I should have done this before I hit record. Hang on. Okay, I had it right. June 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2025. We're doing a list building challenge specific for networking for collabs, finding people for collabs so you can grow your email list. Super excited about it. Stay tuned. As always, I'm Liz Wilcox. You're awesome, and I'll see you on the next episode.